radio.uccs.edu.
I wish there was a place where I could get all my UCCS athletic information, game previews, game results. I wish there was a place where I could get interviews with players and coaches.
There is, and it's called The Lion's Den, and it's found exclusively on UCCS Radio, so join hosts MJ and Martin every Tuesday at 10 on The Lion's Den, the official source for UCCS sports.
I'm Scott Peterson, head coach of the UCCS softball team, and you're tuned in to The Lion's Den, the official source of UCCS sports.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're tuned in to The Lion's Den, the official source for UCCS sports. I'm the sports MC, MJ Arjamandi, broadcasting live on the University of Colorado Springs campus, and I am joined by my new partner in crime, the lovely Amber McAfee. Amber, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Are you sure?
I am.
How was your weekend, Amber?
Really long.
Long? Why was it long? What made this weekend longer than any other normal weekend? Was it a leap weekend?
It was. But I had lots of homework and a nice 90-minute run. All uphill.
90 minutes in a row?
Yep.
Consecutively?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, Amber, I gotta tell you, I have a goal. My goal is for next month, I want to run a marathon.
Do it.
That's my goal. I figure if I run a mile every day, by the end of the month, I'll be at a marathon.
Possibly. Possibly, yeah.
Is that, I mean, mathematically, that adds up, right?
Kind of.
I could even take a couple days off and I'd still get my marathon.
Well, I don't know about taking a couple days off.
No?
No.
Well, I don't know. I don't got that many miles in me consecutively. What's a marathon? 24 and a half miles?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
What's the deal with that half mile at the end?
I have no idea.
That's really what makes or breaks you as a runner. The first 24 miles, that's easy. But then that last half a mile, woo! That's intense.
Really? I feel like it would be the opposite. Like that first few would be really hard and just long. And then you're almost done. So you just go.
Just
It'll
go.
be like easy.
You just hit
Smooth
it?
selling after that. But
I don't know. Have you ran a marathon?
No, I don't plan on it.
No? No marathons for you?
No marathons for me.
But you did run for 90 minutes the other day.
Yeah, and that was painful.
How far did you get? Did you get to Denver?
No, but we probably could have if we would have kept going that way.
Where'd you go?
We just ran around. We started at CC and then went up towards Garden of the Gods and then finished back at CC. So
90 minutes later.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was fun.
That's intense, Amber. How do you feel about all that now? Pretty accomplished. 90 minutes of a run.
Pretty accomplished, yes. I'm not sore, so that's always good. So
it is good. I don't think I've ever ran 90 minutes consecutively like that. I go to the gym here on campus. I run a mile and I'm good, and that's about 8 minutes later. And I mean, you ran more than 10 times longer than I ran. I was over it. 8 minutes, I'm done.
Yeah, it's harder on a treadmill and stuff, though. I hate running on a treadmill.
Oh, I don't run on a treadmill. I run on the awesome track. 13 laps.
Oh, yeah, that's
mile.
right.
Yeah.
I forgot we have that indoor track.
Yeah, it's state of the art. It's beautiful. You know what's really deceptive, though? I've been here on this campus for a few years now, and I went to that gym when it first opened, and it used to be 11 laps for a mile. And then over one summer, a couple summers ago, they recalculated it and realized that they were wrong. So all of those miles I thought that I ran, I was coming up 2 laps short.
Oh.
That was very discouraging. On top of that, I had to run 2 extra laps every time I wanted to run. And that was very discouraging, too.
Yeah, but at least you finished. So.
That's right, I do finish. I'm still not going to run extra now to make up for all those miles I shorted myself. That's okay. I figure I'm at least in there doing stuff. That's enough.
It works.
I'll think about the next time, though, when I'm at 8 minutes and I'm fatigued and winded and gassed and just so tired, I'll think of you, Amber, and realize that, well, I could be going 10 times as long as I already went.
That's right.
So things could be worse. Motivation. What keeps you motivated, Amber? When people are not chasing you, what keeps you motivated to keep running? If there's not a dog chasing you, or the police, or somebody after you, what motivates you to continue running?
My thought process is just food. I get
Food?
to eat food at the end of my runs, and that's all that matters. So,
For 90 minutes, you're thinking about how you can't wait to eat.
yes, that is all I think about.
So is that the strategy I should implement to get past my 8-minute mark?
Yes,
Think about going to eat afterwards?
yes.
Fair enough. Well, Amber, what else did you do? Because there were definitely more than just 90 minutes in the weekend.
I know.
So what else did you do that made it so long?
Well, I watched a lot of movies.
Oh, yeah? What'd
Yeah.
you watch?
Let's see. Watched Jack Reacher.
Well, I didn't
know if you've seen that one with the one with Tom
Cruise.
Cruise. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And Olympus Has Fallen, which
Oh.
is pretty good.
With Morgan Freeman?
Yeah,
That one looked good.
watched that one.
And Gerard?
Yeah, Gerald Butler.
Yeah.
Love that dude.
How was that?
It's good.
Good movie?
Great movie. I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Olympus Has Fallen.
Yep.
What else? Anything else?
Not really. Mostly just work and sleep.
Work, sleep, run, and watch movies. Okay.
Whoop whoop.
That sounds good. That's not bad. I didn't watch any of those movies. I did not run 90 minutes or do any of that craziness. But it was a long weekend for me as well, but a good weekend. I would say definitely a good weekend. I enjoyed the weekend. And we had a lot of sports that went on over the weekend as well. Amber, we had some soccer. Soccer was in action. Both men's and women's soccer, both in action. Volleyball was in action. And right now, as we speak, we have golf happening in places.
Oh, snap.
Various places golf is happening right now. So we got stuff we got to talk to here
Yes.
about here today.
Yep.
We do got some stuff. So that's what we're going to do today here on the Lions Den is we're going to talk about stuff. And some of the stuff we're going to talk about are these sports. Because that's kind of what we do here on the Lions Den. Talk about the sports. I must say, though, one thing that really did excite me from this past weekend is for those of you who listened last year to the Lions Den, I am a big Raider fan, and all of you know that. And so the Raiders finally picked up their first win of the season. It was great. We beat up on the worst team in the whole NFL, and that was a lot of fun. So I made this statement that if the Raiders win one game all season, it was going to be this past weekend. And I was right, so it looks like it's all downhill from here. But you know what's sad, Amber, is I have a fantasy football team,
Yeah.
and I played the Raiders as my defense.
Oh.
They did okay. I'm thinking, they're playing the worst team in the whole league. If they're ever going to have a big game, it's going to be today.
Yeah.
It was respectful.
It's a good one.
It was, but the defense that I sat in replace of them were the Seahawks. And the Seahawks, if you didn't know, scored like 21 points last night against the Niners.
They did.
And I'm going to lose my fantasy football game now because of that. Ridiculous.
It's unfortunate, but I was pulling for the Seahawks, so.
I was pulling for the Niners because I'm from the Bay Area, but that didn't happen at all. No. It's rare that one of my two teams wins and it's the Raiders and not the 49ers. So that was kind of odd. But that was fun. So that happened. I'm a little sad about that, but, we'll get them next year. I'm the reigning champ, Amber. Did you know that?
No, I
In
didn't.
my league, I won
didn't.
last year.
Oh, nice.
So I got to put it down again this year.
Redemption. You gotta get redemption.
That's right, I'm saying. So I'm going to win the rest of the games from here on out.
Do it.
That's my plan.
All right.
Yeah.
You heard it on the radio. Let's do it. Oh, you heard it on the radio, so you heard them.
So it's
gotta
got to be
keep it
true,
up.
right?
Yep.
It's like reading something on the internet. If you read it on the internet, it's got to be true. If you hear it on the radio, it's going to be true. So I'm going to win the rest of my games.
And you can't miss it because, like I said, it's recorded, documented, and dated, so now know that he has to keep it up. And if he loses, maybe you'll have to do something, make a bet on it.
Do you want to bet? You want to
Let's make a bet.
Friendly bet?
Yep.
That I'm going to win the rest of my games?
Yep.
I'll take you on because I'm going to win.
All right, let's do it.
Well, what we got to do, Amber, is we got to cut to a break.
All right.
So, do you have any requests?
No, let's go straight to the break.
Straight to the break. All right, well, we're going to jam some Christina Aguilera as we head to break. And when we come back, we're going to cover all the UCCS athletic information that you are going to need to know for the millions and millions of listening Lions listening right now to our show. We'll be back in just a few minutes right here on the Lions Den.
century of lonely nights, waiting for someone to release me. You're licking your lips and blowing kisses my way, but that don't mean I'm gonna give it away, baby, baby, baby. My body saying let's go.
Amber, we got to cut to a new song. I just can't do Genie in a Bottle here, so we're going to have to eliminate that and cut to a new song, and we'll be back in just a few moments right here on the Lion's Den.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. La 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 la. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. It's Friday night and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side, so I reach for my 40 and I turn it up. Designated driver, take the keys to my truck. Hit the shop cause I'm faded. Honey's in the streets, say money, yo, we made it. It feels so good in my hood tonight. The summertime skirts and the guys ain't canine. All the gangbangers forgot about the drive-by. You gotta get your groove on before you go get paid. So tip up your cup and throw your hands up and let me hit a party. Say, I'm kinda buzzed and it's all because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. This is how we do it. To all my neighbors, you got much flavor. This is how we do it. Let's flip the crack, bring the old school back. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. All hands are in the air and wave from here to there. If you're an OG Mac or a wannabe player, you see the hood's been good to me ever since I was a lowercase G. But now I'm a big G. The girls see I got the money, $100 bills, y'all. If you were from where I'm from, then you would know that I gotta get mine in a big black truck. You can get yours in a 6-4. Whatever it is, the party's underway. So tip up your cup and throw your hands up and let me hear the party say, I'm kinda buzzed, it's all because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. This is how we do it. To all my neighbors, you got much flavor. This is how we do it. Let's flip the track, bring the old school back. This is how we do it. I'm kinda buzzed, it's all because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. Nobody does. YNB, SCC. This is how we do it. I'll never come back on an old school track. This is how we do it. Check it out. Once upon a time in '94, Montel made no money and life show was slow. And all they said was 6'8" he stood. And people thought the music that he made was good.
This is Johnny Keene, head coach for the UCCS men's soccer team, and you're tuned in to the Lion's Den, the official source for UCCS sports.
University of Colorado, Colorado Springs.
Hello, I'm DJ King 7 with the Warrior Don Christian for Yada the King Radio. Tune in on Thursdays at 6 p.m. on radio.uccs.edu to get it in with us.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you are tuned in to the Lion's Den, the official source for UCCS sports. Amber, we got some stuff to talk about because our teams were in action, and we got to start with the hottest team in the UCCS athletic department right now, which is the women's soccer team, 3-0. And how's that feel, Amber? To be
awesome.
3-0? How about that?
Great start to the season.
Well, I mean, you can't really start any better than that unless you have 4 games that you win. And we're going to have a 4th game. We just haven't had it yet, but we've only had 3, and we've won all 3.
And we're going to win the 4th one coming up soon. So
Well, I think head coach Nicole Ridenauer would say the exact same thing.
That's right.
Because she has done a phenomenal job here at UCCS, and the Mountain Lions 3-0 for the 3rd straight season. How about that?
Nice.
That is nice. Well, you know what else is nice is the fact that Hannah Lavette scoring 2 goals in that game this past weekend as the Mountain Lions defeated Fort Hays State 3-0. Hannah Lavette with 2 of those 3 goals. The other goal coming from freshman Jess Fries. The freshman getting in on the action, Hannah Lavette getting in on the action. The Mountain Lions 3-0, 1-0 at home, undefeated at home.
Undefeated.
How about that?
It's awesome.
Well, I think we got a few more games. We're talking about the upcoming games as well because the Mountain Lions are going to be back in action this upcoming weekend as the conference season begins for UCCS. They're going to be on the road as they travel to take on Adams State and Western State. And how do those matchups look, Amber?
Matchups look it's pretty evenly matched, actually, but I think we have a good chance to still pull out with the win at the end of this, so we'll see.
Well, I think so too. Adams State currently 3-0 this season. Western State 3-1. So both teams with the same amount of wins as UCCS. Combined, they are 6-1. So those are both good teams that the Mountain Lions are going to face. And what a way to start off the conference season with a couple of opponents that you might end up seeing later in the postseason. So that's going to be a good indication of where the Mountain Lions stand at the moment and how ready they are for the RMAC. But coming in 3-0, they did their job winning the non-conference games, the last one being against Fort Hays State this past weekend. So great job for the UCCS women's soccer team. They are killing it. Amber, I predict another postseason run for the soccer team.
I agree with that statement.
That is my official prediction. 5 years under their belt here at UCCS. It is still a fairly new program here at the athletic department at UCCS, but after 5 years, they are a contender each and every game, and I don't think anybody in the RMAC is taking the Mountain Lions lightly. And I hope they are. I really hope they are, but hopefully Adams State and Western State are, because Mountain Lions could come back from this weekend 5-0.
That's right.
No, that's a start.
That would be a start.
Well, I mean, 3-0, that's already a start.
But 5-0 is even better than 3-0.
That's right. If my math serves me correctly, 5-0 definitely much better than 3-0. And the Mountain Lions could do it this weekend. You got to stay tuned to all that action. And for the fans who want to follow the games along, you can go to GoMountainLions.com to watch the live stats for those games and get all the immediate results. Of course, you can always tune in next Tuesday at 10 right here on the Lions Den, and we'll get you all those results. But in the meantime, if the millions and millions of listening Lions just can't wait, they can go to GoMountainLions.com. But we got some more action as the men's soccer team also opens up the conference season this upcoming weekend. But they were in action this past weekend. They were scheduled for 2 games, but Amber, only one of them happened.
Only one game happened.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Well, lightning.
You can't stop that, can you?
Can't.
Can't stop that.
Mother Nature.
That's right. You can ask the Seahawks and the 49ers. Their game was delayed a good hour as well. Well, the Mountain Lions were delayed 41 minutes before that game was officially canceled. And talking with the sports information director, Jared Werner, earlier on, he said that he has a good feeling that this game will be made up at some point, but that information is yet to be determined. So working out some logistics so the Mountain Lions can resume action against Midwestern State as that game was canceled. But on Friday night, the Mountain Lions were in action against Eastern New Mexico. And Amber, that one didn't go so well.
No, unfortunately, it came out as a loss for the UCCS Lions.
That's right, Mountain Lions falling to 1-1 with the 0-1 loss to Eastern New Mexico this past Friday. The Greyhounds only had 2 shots on goal all game long. One of them went in, and that was the only one needed for the win. For the Mountain Lions, couple good appearances, though, as Edgar Silva had 2 shots on goal. Sebastian Hertzberg and Austin Bell each also had a shot on goal. Good defender there for the Greyhounds to keep the Mountain Lions out of scoring.
Sorry.
So Mountain Lions falling in that one, now 1-1. But they're going to be back in action, as I mentioned, this upcoming weekend. They're going to be on the road taking on Metro State, who currently is 2-1-1. That game on Friday night. And then on Sunday, Mountain Lions back in action against Colorado Mesa, who is 3-1. So a couple of good games on the horizon for UCCS. Amber, what's your prediction?
Well, I feel like we have a good chance to beat Metro State on Friday. Have a good comeback on Sunday. It's going to be a little bit harder, I think, but I believe that we can live up to the standards that UCCS soccer's team have. So
You think so?
I do.
And what is the standard of the UCCS soccer team? What is that?
Go out, effort, try, do it, give it all, and hope to win in the end. So we'll see.
You know, Amber, talking with the athletic director last year, Stephen Kirkham, he came on the show and he mentioned the fact that a few seasons ago, the Mountain Lions were content and happy to be in the fight, to contend in games, and we're just hoping to win a few.
Right.
And the entire expectation has changed. And talking with Jared Werner last week, who was our guest, he echoes those sentiments that now it's not enough to just be in the game.
That's right.
That the expectations here at UCCS are that we're going to win.
That's right.
And even if we're playing a tough team like Metro State or Colorado Mesa, you know, the records are 2-1-1, 3-1. The expectation is, even if we're on the road, if it's the first game of the conference season, we're going to go out there and we're going to win.
That's right.
That's what mountain lions do. If you have never seen a mountain lion in its natural habitat, they win. That's just what they do. They just win. They're natural born winners. And they chase down their prey and they win. They eat them and they win. And that's what we do.
Win.
We are the predators. That's right. And we're going to win. And I think head coach Johnny Keene would say the exact same thing. I think head coach Nicole Ridenauer would say the exact same thing. Right now, though, both teams looking pretty good. Even with that loss that the Mountain Lions had against Eastern New Mexico, still a very good team. You know, they didn't get blown out. It was an 0-1 loss. You know, the Mountain Lions had a few shots on goal and a couple of really talented players. We didn't even mention, but last week, J.R. Calhoun started off with 2 goals in his first collegiate game. And as a result of the Mountain Lions' stellar play from 2 weekends ago, their goalkeeper, Brandon Costa, was also named the Defensive Player of the Week.
Oh, nice.
And so that has also got to be mentioned because UCCS has got a lot of talent on that team. And again, just because they come up a little bit short this past weekend, I think they're going to become even hungrier starting off the conference season. So we're going to see how things play out this upcoming weekend as the Mountain Lions are going to be on the road, both the men's and the women's soccer team. That should be a lot of good action. And Amber,
yes.
The women's team can come back 5-0. The men's team can redeem that loss from this past weekend. They can come back 3-1.
That's right.
And then they're right back on track with everything. So, you know, only time will tell. Can I get some predictions?
Let's see. My prediction for the Friday game for the men's, I think the score is going to be 2-0.
2-0.
2-0.
The official prediction.
Lions.
Okay, Mountain Lions. Okay.
Winning.
Okay, because that's important.
Right. Got to know. And then, let's see. For the women's soccer team, I believe they're going to go 3-0 for goals against Adams State and 2-1 for the Western State game. So,
wow.
let's go.
Bold.
It is.
I think that's bold.
It is bold.
That could be. Well, you know, for the women's team, if Hannah Levette can score 2 goals every single game, the Mountain Lions are going to be awfully tough to beat.
That's right.
2 goals, 1 game. That's pretty impressive. And, you know, before we get any further into the show, Amber, I think that we already have a very worthy candidate for our Shining Lion Award. I think Hannah Levette is our Shining Lion. For this week, 2 goals, 1 game. That is impressive stuff. Hannah Levette, the 5'5" junior from Fraser, Colorado. You know what? We still got her for a whole nother season.
Oh, snap.
She's going to be good. I think she's a keeper. Not a goalkeeper, but a keeper on the
keeper.
team because we're not getting rid of her. Not,
right.
No way, no how. She is going to be good. Last season, Levette had 8 goals, 7 assists, 23 points. That is impressive stuff. And we are early on in the 2013 season, but she has a chance to break that.
I think she's going to do it, so we'll see.
If she can average 2 goals every single game, I think she'll do it by midway through the season.
That's right.
I think that's a pretty lofty goal, 2 goals every game. I don't know if she can quite average that, but well on her way to breaking her own personal best that she set last season, but a very vital component for the Mountain Lions' success a year ago. And it seems as though Hannah Levette is going to be another key role member for the Mountain Lions team. And Amber, last year both teams went into the playoffs.
Right.
And I think for them, anything short of a postseason appearance is kind of a letdown.
It is a letdown, so they're going to be bringing it.
They're going to be bringing it. That's right. So if you're all those schools we're playing this upcoming weekend, I think they better realize, right? They better recognize we're bringing it. Adams State, Western State, Colorado Mesa, Metro State, all those states in Colorado, they better realize we're coming.
That's right.
That's right. Well, Amber, we have men's and women's soccer down. We got the Shining Lion down. We've covered it. We're on a roll. We're on fire. We're doing just as good as the teams are right now. Covering it all. What? We got a lot more to cover.
When we come back.
Well, we do got to take a quick break. And we got to play some tunes. And hopefully we can find something a little bit better than Christina Aguilera. I mean, I think Christina Aguilera, she had her time.
I don't know. I think that was like really great motivation there for the radio show. So
You think so?
I do.
I'm motivated to get better at playing music.
Right.
And we're going to try, and we're going to see if I do better with this song right now. So we're going to cut the break, and when we get back, we still got a lot more UCCS athletics to cover. Don't go anywhere. You are tuned in to the Lions Den.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lined in chalk. I really hate the trip, but I gotta low. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light. Been staying most of the night, living in the gangster's paradise. We've been spending most of the night, living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives, living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives, living in the gangster's paradise. Look at the situation they got me facing. I can't live a normal life. I was raised by the state, so I gotta be down with the hood team. Too much television watching got me chasing dreams. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got my tin in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm a loped out gangster, set tripping banker, and my homies is down, so don't arouse my anger. Fool, death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm living life, do or die. What can I say? I'm 23 now, but will I live to see 24? The way things is going, I don't know. Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? We've been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We've been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Power and the money and the power. Minute after minute, hour after hour, everybody's running, but half of them ain't looking what's going on in the kitchen. But I don't know what's cooking. They say I got to learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they reach me? I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they front. That's why I know my life is out of luck, fool. We've been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We've been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in
everyone. This is Ingrid J with Teen Radio,
radio.uccs.edu.
and my show features local music, art, poetry, and cultural events. Check us out on Facebook at The Scene Radio, one word. And you want me to play your music or promote some of your shows? Please give me a message, and I'd love to support you. Peace, love, namaste.
Hello everybody, John Sly here. If you are a connoisseur of independent music and fed up with never hearing it on the radio, then tune in to my show, Sly's Independent Radio Hour, every Thursday at 5 o'clock p.m. to hear the latest in independent music.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're tuned in to the Lions Den, the official source for UCCS sports. And for our members out in the community, we got a quick event we'd like to inform you all about, as there will be a masquerade ball this Saturday. How about that? How fun would that be?
Super fun.
A masquerade ball? How great would that be? Like the Colorado Springs Shrine Club. And the information is as follows. It says, create your own mystique with masks decorated by patients from the Children's National Medical Center. Join Rochelle Gibbons of Hope Foundation as we strive towards finding a cure for children stricken with pediatric brain tumors. Formal dress and mask required. How about that, Amber? That sounds like a lot of fun.
It does sound like a lot of fun and a great cost, so you can't go wrong.
And a great cost. Tickets are limited to the first 100 registered guests. Go to www.rroh.org for more information. And you know what, Amber? Before we continue on any further in the show, we have a very unfortunate situation that we must address here on the Lions Den, because it was brought to our attention that Marge Mystery, who was the faculty representative for the UCCS radio station, was involved in a fatal car accident this past Friday, and she's no longer with us, and it's a unbelievably sad news and information. Marge was the sweetest, kindest, most sincere lady who really helped bring this UCCS radio station to where it is right now. And if not for her, the radio station would likely not be where it is. Certainly, I wouldn't have the radio show that I have now. Amber and I wouldn't be on the radio station. And such an amazing woman, and she was taking a little bit too soon from us. And so we would really like to send our condolences to her family and anybody who knew Marge Mystery. She was an amazing woman. I had a lot of respect for her, and I owe a lot of the success for the show to her. So this show is no doubt dedicated to her, and again, our sincerest condolences goes out to her family and anybody else affected by that sad loss. Amber, I don't think you had the pleasure of meeting Marge, but again, she was an amazing woman, and I think we're both lucky to have her being a part of the radio station and allowing for this opportunity. So thank you so much, Marge. We know you're in a better place now. On another note, we should get to our UCCS volleyball team, who was in action this past weekend as the Mountain Lions traveled to Missouri for another tournament. This time it was the Peggy Martin Challenge, hosted by Central Missouri, which was our new head coach, Chrissy Elder's former school. So a little bit of another storyline there, as head coach Chrissy Elder made her return to Central Missouri, and she took on the Jennies in the final match of the tournament. And Amber, I think before the tournament began, we would have possibly said we would like to come back with a certain record, and we came back, and I don't think that maybe that record is where we would have liked it to have been. Right. We went 1-3 in the tournament, but we also played some of the top teams in Division II in the nation. And so it's not as though the team went in there and laid a big goose egg against a bunch of nobodies. They went in there against the likes of Emporia State, Pittsburgh State, McKendree, and Central Missouri, who are all very good programs, some of which currently nationally ranked, and some very tough talent. And so I think it's a little bit different if you go somewhere and you get beat up and, you you don't put in a good performance. But when you come into a tournament like that and you're playing the top teams in all the country who are going to be better than the teams you're going to play in your conference,
Right.
it's a good learning experience. It's valuable playing time. And again, the Mountain Lions went 1-3, but right now they're sitting on an overall record of 4-4.
Which still isn't really bad at all.
No, that's not
bad at
bad.
all.
Not by any means, Amber. Last weekend they went 3-1 in the Brit Care Lady Buff Classic, and this weekend they went 1-3. So our math majors out there can add that up to be 4-4. That is still an even record, and the conference season is just about to begin. So I think if you're the Mountain Lions, if you're head coach Chrissy Elder, if you're any of the millions and millions of listening Lions out there, you got to be very proud and pleased of how this team has played up till now. Not quite as good of a performance this weekend as they wanted, but Jordan Banich was named to the all-tournament first team for the second weekend in a row.
Second weekend in a row. That's impressive.
That is
Really
impressive. I couldn't agree more, Amber. Last weekend, she was named to the Brit Care Lady Buff Classic all-tournament first team. That is a mouthful, but she was named to that. This weekend, she was named to the Peggy Martin Challenge all-tournament first team. 2 tournaments, 2 first-team nominations. Jordan Banich has come to play.
That's right. She's on fire.
She's on fire. That is right. And so the non-conference season is behind us. And it is now time for the conference season.
That's right.
It's basically like preseason is over and it's time for the season to begin. Because it's not to say that those games aren't important, and it's important to note that we're 4-4, but the season really begins this weekend when the Mountain Lions begin the conference season with their home opener against Colorado Christian. That is the game, that's the matchup that we should be anticipating.
That's right. It's the biggest game of the season.
That is why,
That's
Amber.
right. Because opening Caesar, they want to have the crowd there. They want to be going. It's just really important for them to start off good. It's great determination for them to just get going. I think so.
Well, Amber, you're a runner, so I think you could relate to this idea that you want to get off to a good start, right? If you start off slow, you start off behind the rest of the field, then you're catching up the entire time.
Right.
However, if you can get a good jump, a good start, and begin in the lead or near there, it's a little easier to maintain that lead than it is trying to catch up from behind. Is that right? Is that fair?
That is fair.
So
much easier.
So according to Amber and according to head coach Chrissy Elder, it is important to win these games this weekend.
That's right.
And you mentioned the home crowd.
Yes.
Well, we're going to have an event this weekend to try and bring the home crowd in and get them hyped up. We want it to be like the 12th man, right?
Yes.
Like we want to be in Seattle and we want to be the Seahawks and we want the 12th man.
That's right.
But only the millions and millions of listening Lions out there can be that 12th man. You got to come to the Gallagher Event Center. You got to cheer on your team. You got to root for the Mountain Lions and be a part of the action. Right?
Right.
That's right. Well, Amber, I caught up with head coach Chrissy Elder a little while ago and asked her about her thoughts on the start of the season and what she thinks about the upcoming whiteout weekend. So I think we should go ahead and get to that clip right now. This is head coach Chrissy Elder of the UCCS women's volleyball team. All right, we are joined now by head coach of the UCCS women's volleyball team, Coach Chrissy Elder. Coach Elder, thank you for joining me here today. First, I'd like to get your thoughts on the first 2 weekends worth of action. The Mountain Lions are 4-4 now through the first 2 weekend tournaments. And in addition to that, Jordan Banich was also named to the first team for both tournaments. So that's pretty impressive for her. But what are your thoughts, given the first 2 weekend worth of play and being 4-4 right now before you open the conference season this upcoming weekend?
We've played some really great teams, so 4-4 for me is great for this young program. I mean, I'm really proud of them. We've come away with a lot more than just wins and losses. It's been a huge learning process of how we want to run the team and the program and how the girls, what all they want to put into it and what they want people to know them for. So it's been a really, really great 2 weekends. the record could be better, but the things that we've gotten out of it have been really intangible. So I'm proud of our kids, especially the young ones who are putting in the extra work for future years, for sure.
And how about Jordan Banich being named to the first team for both tournaments in the Peggy Martin Challenge this weekend and the Britt Kerr Lady Buff Classic last weekend? So she's starting off the season strong. What are your thoughts on her performance through the first 2 weekends?
It doesn't surprise me, I guess, because when we left this spring going into this summer, Jordan made a commitment to do everything that she could this summer, and I think it's just really a testament to what she did this summer, and it's paying off for her. She's becoming a really great team leader. She's doing exactly what we talked about earlier in the season with consistency and just really kind of taking some of the pressure on her shoulders so that other, especially young players, aren't having to deal with that.
Excellent. Well, we're getting ready for the start of the conference season this upcoming weekend, and the Mountain Lions are going to be at home against Colorado Christian and Colorado Mines. Before those matchups, though, we have a Dunk the Mountain Lion kind of festivity. What is that all about?
Well, it's really to bring awareness to Whiteout Weekend, for sure, and maybe for some students that don't necessarily know that much about UCC athletics, and especially the volleyball team. We're putting it in the middle of campus, so those that don't know anything about it are surely going to get a spectacle. So hopefully it's just, a big awareness of what we are, what we're doing. I mean, that it's not just about downright dirty work. It's a little bit of having fun and showing that we have a sense of humor and giving the students something fun.
And that's this Thursday?
This Thursday should be, depends on how quickly we get the dunk tank filled up because it takes a while, but it should be sometime around noon to 2:30. So
that'll be a lot of fun. And that's the start of Whiteout Weekend, and the first matchup is going to be on Friday at 7 o'clock here at the Gallagly Event Center. It is the conference opener, home opener against Colorado Christian. They are 4-4 right now, and then the following night against Colorado Mines, they are 5-3 at the moment. What are your thoughts for the upcoming conference season, the home matchups, and these matchups in particular?
I think a lot of teams like us went and played, a lot of the RMAC teams went out and played the best competition they could play. So there are a lot of RMAC teams that are 4-4, 5-3. There are a few that have pretty good records, but a lot of really traditionally strong RMAC teams are 500 right now, and I think that's just a testament of the teams that we've all gone out and played. So I think it's a toss-up. It's going to be interesting to see now that we're getting ready to start conference, where we all kind of wind up and where we all fall into play. I'm excited for it because essentially it means we've all done our jobs and we've gone to the teams that we needed to go to get better. And we'll see who comes out on top. I like my team, so I'm excited for it. I'll put them up against anybody, and I think I've proved that. So I'm ready to start conference for sure.
And that was head coach Chrissy Elder ready to start the conference season. Amber, I'm ready to start the conference season too. I'm going to be there at those games.
That's right. I'll be there too, so.
That's right. And those games are going to be broadcasted live on the local Comcast channel. Check your local listings. If you want to watch that game, you can check that out. I'm going to be working that game, calling it live with the announcer for the Sky Sox, Mr. Josh Howell. That's going to be an exciting game, exciting match for Whiteout Weekend. It starts this Friday. Amber, what is Whiteout Weekend all about? Do you know?
Whiteout Weekend, you come, get a free shirt, deck the audience crowd out complete white.
That's right.
Just cheer on your Mountain Lions.
That's right.
You can, so.
Well, that is exactly what Whiteout Weekend is all about. And here to tell you a little bit more about Whiteout Weekend and what it is and what it's all about is the Sports Information Director, Jared Verner. I caught up with him a little while ago and asked him exactly what is this Whiteout Weekend and what does it all mean. And here's Mr. Jared Verner right now. We are joined right now by the UCCS Sports Information Director, Mr. Jared Werner, our former guest from last week and my boss, so hopefully this interview goes well. Jared, can you tell us a little bit about the upcoming Whiteout weekend where UCCS Volleyball is about to open up the conference season and have their home opener against Colorado Christian on Friday and then against Colorado Mines on Saturday? But again, it is the Whiteout weekend, so can you tell the millions and millions of listening Lions out there, what is Whiteout Weekend all about?
Well, like you mentioned, it's going to be our conference opener. It's also going to be our home opener. After 2 weeks on the road, the volleyball team will be at home. But it's a great opportunity to get people involved with the UCCS volleyball team. New coach, new attitude, a lot of new things going on. And it's going to be a weekend event. In the past, it's always been a one-night thing. So, you have your Friday night thing, get your T-shirt, you leave. This year, we're really excited. We're trying to expand out our events, and by doing so, students can pick up their free T-shirt for the first, I believe, 500 to 400 students. Can pick it up on Friday. They wear it back on Saturday. They'll be entered. They have the chance at that point to win some lift tickets that Monarch Mountain has generously donated to us.
Lift tickets?
That's right.
To go skiing or snowboarding?
Whatever a lift ticket will get you. I don't go skiing or snowboarding, so I'm assuming that it's good for both.
Oh, and all we got to do is come back to the second night's matchup
with your shirt on. So the shirt that you picked up Friday night,
our free shirt, we're gonna get a free shirt
for the first X number of students. I think it's 400 to 500. I don't know for sure, but the key is get there early, get your T-shirt, and then come back on Saturday wearing your T-shirt. That gets you into a chance to win those lift tickets on Saturday.
Wow! So all I got to do is come watch UCCS athletics. Am I eligible, Jared?
You are not eligible.
I'm not eligible. Okay,
no.
But I'll still be there anyways. Yeah. I think I have to be.
Yeah.
But that'll be fun. So fans, millions of listening Lions. The sports information director is saying you can win free tickets to Monarch just for coming and watching our athletics. Is that right?
Well, we'd appreciate if you also cheered and enjoyed the game as well. But yes.
Oh, okay. So there's a caveat.
That's not a requirement. Although I think once you get you'd be excited enough that you're gonna want to cheer on our team. It should be a great volleyball Friday and Saturday.
Right. It's not just about winning free tickets. It's going to be a good night of action both nights.
It will be. Colorado Christian's a team we play very close against. They have a very strong volleyball program, and Colorado Mines, again, very strong volleyball program. We're always right there. We beat them last year on the road. We lost them here at home, but there is that, they're very evenly matched teams. We're looking forward to getting some wins at home for sure.
To put you on the spot, can I get a prediction?
2-0 weekend. I'm not going to say what the scores are, but I think they should be very good scores. I think I hope they're blowouts in our favor. But if they're not, I think you're going to see some very good, some very close matches on both Friday and Saturday night.
All right, so you heard it right here first on the Lions Den. Jared Werner predicting a 2-0 weekend for Whiteout Weekend. It's going to be a lot of action. Be there. Thanks, Jared.
Thanks, MJ.
And that's right. Thank you, Jared Werner, for that great interview about what Whiteout Weekend is going to be all about. At the very least, Amber, it's going to be a lot of fun. You get your free T-shirt, possibly a lift ticket to Monarch.
Skiing and snowboarding.
That's right. That's got to be a lot of fun. At the very least, you're going to see some good volleyball action.
That's right.
From the UCCS Mountain Lions as they open up the conference season with a home opener against Colorado Christian. That's going to be good stuff. Colorado Christian with an overall record of 4-4. The next night against Colorado Mines, they have a record of 5-3. So very close are those games with their opponents. Mountain Lions 4-4. So a lot of good competition this weekend. And if you're not there doing that, I don't know what you're doing, because that's where it's going to be. You're missing out. That's right, because that's where it's going to be. Yeah, be there. Don't be a square, just like Amber said. Well, when we come back right here on the Lions Den, we got a little bit more to cover as our resident expert in cross country is going to give you the lowdown on everything you need to know cross country. So don't go anywhere. You're tuned into the Lions Den right here on UCCS Radio.
Hey, Macklemore, can we go thrift shopping?
What?
Oh!
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome.
Now, walk into the club like, what up? I got a big cock. I'm just pumped. I bought some shit from a thrift shop. Ice on the fringe is so damn frosty. The people like, damn, that's a cold ass honky. Rolling in hella deep, headed to the mezzanine. Dressed in all pink, set my gator shoes. Those are green, draped in a leopard mink. Girl standing next to me. Probably should've washed this. Smells like R. Kelly sheets. But shit, it was 99 cents. I get copping it, washing it. About to go and get some compliments. Passing up on those moccasins. Someone else has been walking in. Bummy and grungy fucking man. I am stunting and flossing and saving my money. And I'm hella happy that's a bargain, bitch. I'ma take your grandpa style. I'ma take your grandpa style. No, for real. Ask your grandpa, can I have his hand-me-down? Velour jumpsuit and some house.
Hey, all you boxing fans out there. This is Brandon from Boxing at Sundown. Tune into my show every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time to hear Nick and I interview some of the biggest names in the boxing game, give you fight recaps, give you fight previews, as well as get you filled in on all the boxing news going on around the world. If you missed the live show, then look for the podcast under the Boxing at Sundown page.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you are tuned in to the Lion's Den, the official source for UCCS Sports. And Amber, we are the official source, and we have just gotten a little more official because we have an even better source. And that person and that source is you, Amber, because you are on the UCCS women's cross-country team. And now is the time. In the show, if you look at the handy-dandy script that we have, it is time for women's cross-country.
Right.
There's nobody better to talk about it than you, Amber. So tell the millions and millions of listening Lions out there what's happening with cross-country, both women's and men's. What's the lowdown?
This week, the women's cross-country team will be sending top 9, I believe, to Spokane, Washington to compete in the Spokane Eric Anderson Invitational.
Washington?
That's right.
What? I want to go to Washington.
It'll be, hopefully, a good experience. We're going to go out there to compete, get experience of what is similar terrain of what we will be running on for our conference and nationals. So, good experience for them. But if that's not enough, then you can always come watch the men's UCCS cross-country team compete at MVP at 9 a.m.
What's MVP?
MVP, Monument Valley Park.
Right here in Colorado Springs?
Right. Last local meet of the season.
Ooh.
They'll be competing against some of their main contenders in their conference, which if you don't know, the RMAC is the hardest conference of cross-country and track.
The RMAC is legit. When
That's
it comes to cross-country and track, oh my gosh, the RMAC is where it's at.
The hardest one. And then why not just stay at 10 o'clock and watch the rest of the UCCS women's cross-country team
Yeah, why would you not?
compete at the same place, same time.
So men and women both at Monument Valley Park, and then we're going to have a few going to Spokane, Washington.
That's right.
Are they running to Washington? Have they
They're
left
not.
yet?
No.
They should probably leave today if they're running to Washington.
Well, they're not running, so
Oh, okay.
I think they'll be tired before the meet even gets here.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, Amber, what do you expect to happen in these meets? Any predictions? Any thoughts about what the results could indicate when we come back on the show live in a week? What are we going to be talking about? Who are the names we're going to be mentioning, and what do the results say?
I think you're going to hear a lot in Spokane about Angie Martell and Alyssa Andrews coming off strong and starting the season, like finishing strong and possibly and hopefully getting into the top 20 at Spokane, Washington.
Woo!
And even better, if they can take the first place or second place win overall, that would be even more spectacular to talk about. So, and then for the men's cross-country team, you're going to want to be there to see them take on some of their hardest conference rivals and hopefully beat them. Some of the names you might hear, Bryce Gargery, he was our top men coming in for last week's UCCS Rust Buster. And
Rust Buster!
That's right. So,
always makes me hungry when we talk about Rust Buster. That's a Martin thing.
But, so I think it's what you got to look for,
So we got some stuff.
we got some stuff.
All right. So if you want to see some great cross-country action, Monument Valley Park this weekend.
That's right.
That's right. And also, right now, Amber, as we speak, we got golf going on.
Golf is going on.
Right now, as we're talking, they're playing in Indianapolis, Indiana. The men's golf team is in action at the Brickyard Invitational, which began today. It goes on until tomorrow. And the women's golf team also in action for their second tournament in program history. Their first tournament a couple weekends ago, they finished 9th out of 15 teams. A very good appearance, but here at UCCS, we're always striving for that improvement, and so we're looking for a little bit better. We're going to have all of those results for you next week right here on the Lions Den. As I said, though, in the meantime, if you just cannot wait, you can go to GoMountainLions.com for all of the latest news and information regarding UCCS athletics. Well, Amber, it's about that time of the show where, unfortunately, all good things come to an end, including the Lions Den. But before we go, we got to do the What to Watch For.
That's right. As we mentioned just a few minutes ago, actually, today and tomorrow, men's golf at the Brickyard Invitational and women's golf at Spearfish, South Dakota. Thursday, don't want to miss it, Duncan Mountain Lion on the West Lawn.
You don't want to miss that. Duncan Mountain Lion.
Who doesn't love Duncan Mountain Lion? So.
I know I do. I'll be there.
Friday, 7 p.m., the volleyball game, open conference against Colorado Christian, whiteout night.
Whiteout.
That's right, and you can win those tickets, don't forget.
Yeah, those tickets. Starts Friday.
Also Friday, you got the men's soccer team versus Metro State and the women's soccer team versus Adams State.
We're going to beat them both.
That's right. And then Saturday, line your day up with Mountain Lions, UCCS cross country at Monument Valley Park.
That's right.
And women's cross country will be in Washington. And then come back for that second night of the season conference opener for volleyball against Colorado Mines.
More whiteout.
That's right. More whiteout. And then that's your weekend. So
That's right, so stay tuned to all that. Check out GoMountainLions.com for all the latest news and information. Be sure to like the Lions Den UCCS Facebook page. Follow the Lions Den UCCS Twitter handle. Follow us, stalk us, and like us in real life and in the cyber world, and we'd love you for it. So check us out on all those social media platforms, and be sure to tune in next Tuesday at 10 on the Lions Den. Until next week, go Mountain Lions!